Yep, we can see.
Okay, so let's start. Okay, so welcome to my GT. Uh, a little bit about me. My name is Zohair. I have around 17 years experience in the field of computer science. Mostly my experience pertain in the domain of professional trainings. I have provided professional trainings at different organizations at a corporate level. Apart from that, I have been in the field of IT. I have worked at multiple local organization, multinational companies, and I have also been a part of academia. I have been teaching in public and private sector universities in Pakistan and also abroad. As far as my professional certifications is concerned, I have two tracks. One is from Cisco and another is from Microsoft. In Cisco, the highest certification that I have is a Cisco Certified Academy Instructor, CCAI. Recently, they have changed the certification to CCSA Systems Instructor. Okay, and also in the Microsoft, I have the highest certification of Microsoft Certified Trainer. Apart from that, I have IT professional certification in enterprise administration, technology specialist, solution associate, and Microsoft certified professional. At MIT, MRGT, we basically cover two domains. We provide training and certifications, and also we provide information system services to corporate or our clients. And our mission and strategy is to provide a world-class technology solutions into emerging market and focus on customer satisfaction. So basically, customer satisfaction is our main objective at MRGT. Our core value is confidence, credibility, professionalism, and innovation. So when you are coming to us, you should have no doubts that we are professionals. We have our own credibilities, and you should be confident that you are dealing with the professional group of people. Our training directories cover a wide variety of technologies from Red Hat, EC Console, Amazon Web Services, Cisco, Oracle. And our services range from the training to the providing infrastructure services. These are the list of the various services that is provided by MRGT. Okay, so that was a brief introduction of MRGT. Let's start with today's topic, and that is Cisco Certified Network Associate, or in short, it is known as CCNA 200-301. So what is CCNA and why you should go for it? And why does the word Cisco means? Why we use the word Cisco? So basically Cisco is American multinational technology empire. It is an American-based company with its headquarters in San John's, California. Cisco develops network hardware solutions, technologies, softwares, and it covers around 49% of the global market share. This means that half of the world in IT industry, the network communication devices are used, which are developed by Cisco. So you can imagine that half of the world is using the devices or the hardware or the solutions which are developed by Cisco. So Cisco is, you can say, world leading marketing, world leading solution provider when it comes to networking. Okay, and since it's providing so much services, so much infrastructure, uh, the Cisco systems decided that they should train the professional, which are those professionals who are handling, managing, and administrating their products. So they decided a line of certifications. Okay, and CCNA is one of their product from that line. So if we look at the Cisco certification path, we have entry level, associate level, specialist level, professional expert, and architecture level. So basically the CCNA stands at associate level. If you wanted to enter into Cisco certification path, there are two options. Either you enter from the entry level or you enter from the associate level. Okay, there are two pathways through which you can enter depending upon your level of expertise. Almost 90% of the candidates use the associate level. They don't go for the entry level because the entry level is a little bit at the bottom. So most of the people, they start at the associate level, and then they move on to the professional and expert level. Specialist is a new category that is added by Cisco, and it is more related toward the customer services oriented industry, or through the towards the customer oriented domain. Like say you have a call center specialist who is managing the Cisco solutions which are implemented in the call center. So in that case, you will be having a specialist certification instead of professional. When it's come to the core IT in this segment of the industry, then you go for the professional and expert level. But the entry point should be either associate or entry level. You cannot just directly go on to the specialist and then from the professional. No, you have to be start from either the associate level or the entry level. So the entry level, basically associate, professional, expert, and architecture. These are the different levels. It depending upon on which level you are managing and infrastructure. Like say, if there is a company that has headquarters within a country, so might be you will be working at the associate or the professional level. But if the company is a multinational company, then you might have to attain the certification of expert. So the CCNA is at associate level, CCNP is at professional level, CCIE is at the expert level, and in the case of network designing, we have another highest level, that is architecture. Look at this thing from another angle. If you look at the bottom, we have entry level at its CCT, that is Cisco Certified Technicians in Routing and Switching and in Data Center. Then at associate level, we have only one certification, that is CCNA 200-301. Okay, and apart, so once you have attained the certification of CCNA 200-301, either you can directly go on to the professional level. Let me grab a pen. Okay, so after attending the CCNA 200-301, either you can directly move on to the professional if you wanted to go to the IT industry, or if you wanted to go to the services oriented, then you have to pass the specialization exams, and then you can move on to the professional level. But mostly in 90% cases, from associate level, you move on to the professional level. At professional level, you have different tracks like enterprise, collaboration, data security, and service provider. And same as after attaining the professional certification, you can decide, okay, I want it to be a CCIE in your particular domain. Okay, and then you can move on to it. And if you are in designing network design track, then there is another certification of architecture, that is the highest certification of Cisco, that is in the designing of networks, that how the enterprise level of networks can be designed. Okay, so move on to the certification that we are going to cover, that is CCNA 200-300. So basically, this is a new certification. Cisco changed the certification program last year on 24 Feb 2020. Before that, the CCNA was known as CCNA 200-205, I think. That was further divided into multiple domains or certification, like CCNA routing and switching was one of them, CCNA cloud, CCNA security. So in this new CCNA 200-301, the focus, they have merged all of them and make a one standard exam. The benefit of this one is that if you have attained the new CCNA, then you are also covering the cloud, you are also covering the security, you are also covering the routing and switching. Okay, and its full name is Implementing and Administrating Cisco Network Technologies. That is the actual name of this exam. Okay, and according to Cisco, this new exams covered a broad range of fundamental basics on latest technologies in hardware and in software. So why should you study for CCNA? Okay, why certification matter? Certification matters a lot. From my personal experience, I have secured jobs. I have worked abroad, outside Pakistan, just based on my certifications. In that case, my academic qualifications was okay. My academic qualification was there, okay, that showed that I have a certain level of university education. But the key factor in getting the job abroad was my certifications. Okay, 99% of the organizations use a decide that if there are two candidates, one with the certification, one without the certification, they will prefer the one with the certification. Okay, and 78 of the percent of the technology executives and the manager, they think that certifications makes creates a critical factor in their promotion, their growth, and the grooming in their professional career. So the CCNA new curriculum is spread across three different areas: networks, security, and automation. Okay. And Cisco prefers that if an organization is using their solutions, their products, then there should be a people who should be managing those products, should be professionally qualified from the Cisco. Okay, and this certification enhance your experience of network technologies and all, and enables you to attain higher and better job careers. So the CCNA exam module is basically divided into these parts: network fundamentals. We start with the network fundamentals. In network fundamentals, we study about the routers, switches, cabling, TCP protocol, UDP protocol, IP version 4 and IP version 6. Okay, so we learn about the basics, the components which performs the networks and perform and manages the communication among those networks. Then we move on towards the uh, network access, in which we create virtual LANs, trunking, Ethernet channels, how the network is accessed from various devices. Then we talk about the IP connectivity, IP routing, and OSPF version 2. Then we talk about IP services. Okay, that we have the network fundamentals, we have network accessibility, how you can use the different services through IP connectivity, and then on those IP connectivity, which IP services are run. Okay, and then we talk about the security, that how to make your network secure using VPN, wireless security, port securities. And then we talk about the automation and programming, that how you can use the APIs in this context and manage the things and all other things. Okay, so so these are the modules. Now the weightage of these modules in the professional certification exam is like network fundamentals and network access has 20% weightage each. And then IP connectivity has 25%, IP services has 10%, security fundamentals has 15% weightage, and automation and programming has 10%. Okay. So the CCNA exam, basically it is almost 2 hours exam, online multiple choice, drag and drop, short questions, configurations are there. And the cost of that exam is around 300 US dollar. That is around roughly 48,000 rupees in Pakistani currency. So the exam is basically consists of multiple questions. The question will be like, there is a question and you have to give an answer. So there are either one correct answer or there are more than one correct answers. The basic simple MCQs questions. Then there are some drag and drop questions, like on the left side there are some options and on the right side there are some other options. Then you have to map the correct options. So you have to drag and drop each and every component to its proper location. Then there are practical lab questions in which there is a scenario is given and you have to configure that scenario according to the requirement. So these are the questions which are in the CCNA 200-301 exam. As far as the study material is concerned, the official study guide from CCNA they are basically two books, volume 1 and volume 2. Both volume as combined known as the official certification guide library. And during this training at MIGT, we will be providing you these study material as complementary, and apart from that we will be providing you additional material that will help you in getting good marks and passing your certification exam. Lastly, Cisco has its own simulator that is known as Cisco Packet Tracer. Cisco Packet Tracer is officially certified by Cisco for CCNA and CCNP. Like if you wanted to go for the certification of CCNA and CCNP, then Packet Tracer is a tool in which you can do all the practical labs, you can practice, you can create a real world environment, you can work on different components, different components of networks, routers, switches, wireless access point, IP, devices, and so on. So basically Cisco Packet Tracer is a simulator and it's a free of cost from Cisco. You just need to register. After registration, you can download the Packet Tracer. It's available for Android, for Mac, for Linux, for Microsoft platform. So the Packet Tracer is a tool that we will be using during the training. During this training, we will be performing the practical implementation on Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay. So in today's lecture, we will be doing a small demo on Cisco Packet Tracer and see how it can work. Okay. Before going to the demo, one question that either you should go for the CCNA. Is there any benefit in it? Okay. So according to the salary expert, okay, Cisco Certified Network Associate salary in Pakistan is around 2.8 million per year. That is an average base salary, okay, for an experienced person. In case you are just starting your career, then the salary that you might get on annual basis is 1.9 million. Okay, तकरीबन 19 लाख सालाना ये आपकी salary होगी. ठीक है. So salary provides, so this being a CCNA certified ensure that you will getting a good package from the market within Pakistan. Now this salary comparison is from Pakistan. Okay, it's based on the proper survey data collected from different employers, anonymous employees from Pakistan who are working in different areas. So if you have like 1 to 3 years of experience, you will be getting around like 2 million per year. Okay, that is the average salary in Pakistan. So if you have any doubt that either I should go for CCNA or or go for CCNA or not, then this figure of 1.9 million per year is a good package that you can get within Pakistan. And across Pakistan, it's roughly around like this. But if you go for abroad, then you might get a higher package. and like Middle East, in Europe, in America, or in on the other side in Southeast Asian countries and Pacific countries, you can get almost a similar, or there are high chances that you will be getting a better package. And the highest package for the senior level is 3.5 million. 35 lakh salana. That is only for CCNA. If you go for CCNP, you will be getting a higher package. So this is just something that you should consider when you are going for certification trainings, and go for the certification trainings which return you a lot, just like CCNA. The facts are there in front of you. Okay, so this was a little bit about CCNA, and let's go for the demo. And in this demo, we'll be seeing that how we can use a packet tracer to create a web server and access that web server from a computer. Okay, so if I open the packet tracer, can you see, everyone, can you see the Cisco packet tracer software open on my screen? Hello, Lucas?
Yes, and Naveed here.
Okay, so you can see my screen, packet
Yes, we
tracer
can see
screen.
your screen. Yes, yes, it is available.
Okay, right. Okay. Okay, so this is Cisco packet tracer, and in Cisco packet tracer, at the lower left, there are different components of network devices which are used to develop network in a packet tracer. So if I click on this thing, that is the end devices, I can see I have the option of a PC, laptop, server, printer, IP phone, voice over IP devices, TV, tablets, and other devices. So I will just drag a computer and place it here. I will drag another computer and place it here. So I have two computers at the moment. Now, if I click on the network devices.
So right now your screen is not visible.
Okay.
Yeah, we just can see your slides. Reshare your entire
Okay.
screen.
Okay, right. I'm sorry, I think I should have shared this screen. Okay, can you see my complete screen?
Yeah, we can see your entire screen right now.
Okay, I will just delete two devices. Okay, so basically this is a Cisco packet tracer. Okay, in front there is a white area in which you are going to place different components, and then you are going to connect them, configure them, and then use them to perform small networks. So the demo that we are going today is basically on web services, that how to configure a web server in Cisco packet tracer. So at the lower bottom, we have different options. If I click on the second option from the left, it says end devices. So end devices mean all the devices that are at the edge of the network. These are your mobile phones, smart mobile phones, laptops, computers, voice over IP, TV, IP phone, printer, and anything that is at the end of a network. So the more basic component that I'm going to select from this category is a computer. Okay. Now, in order to connect these two computers, I need a network device, and the most appropriate network device for this purpose will be a switch. So I will just select a switch. Okay, switch is basically a device that connect different devices and devices within a network. In your home, you have a DSL modem. So DSL modem has some ports at the back of it, through at which you can physically connect some laptop or some devices or TV using a cable. So that router is also working as a switch. But the switch that I have selected is a pure switch. It doesn't have the functionality of router, it has a pure functionality of a switch. So switch is basically used to connect two different devices within a network. Okay, so I have two PCs. Let's select servers. Okay, so I will select 3 servers instead of 1 server, although I will be needing a web server, but for this network to work properly, I need 2 additional servers. Okay, and then I will select a router. Okay, router is a device that connects two different networks. Okay, uh, like say if there is a network in one city and there is another network in one city, and you wanted to those two networks to communicate between each and other, so and also between them, then you need a router. So basically those two networks will be communicating with each and other using the router. Okay, and within a network, you communicate using a switch. So I have a router, a switch, 2 PCs and 3 servers. Okay, now I'm going to establish some communication with them, but before establishing communication, I need to check either my switch has enough ports available or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the switch, and once I click on the switch, I can, if I zoom in, so this is the back of my switch. I can see I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 ports available here, and the switch is on. But since I have more than 4 devices here, like 2 PCs, 3 servers, and a router, total of 6 devices, so I need to add additional ports in this switch. So before adding, I have to switch off this switch. So from the button, I have switched off it. As you can see, the green light is turned off, and these are the different modules. So I will add 2 additional modules. Okay, maybe I will add 4. Okay, and then I will switch on the switch. Okay, power on the switch. Okay, then I will cross it. And then I will go on this connection, and there are different type of connections available, as you can see, like we have a straight cable, console cable, straight cable, crossover cable, uh, fiber cables connections. But I will just select the first one, that is that flash sign represent that the connection will be made automatically depending upon the port. Okay, so I don't need to select individual cables, like for one time I have to select console cable, and then I have to select straight cable, and then crossover cable, and so on. Okay, so from the PC I will drag a connection here, and then from this switch I will drag a connection here, from server. So in actual scenario, these are the physical cables which are connecting one device to another device. Okay, now all the devices, they are connected, but they are not properly configured. Okay, so now for the configuration, okay, I will start from the router. I will click on the router. Okay, this is the back side of the router. I will just go in the configuration. Okay, don't get confused with all the options. During this course, we will be discussing each and every options. Okay, for this demo, I'm just showing you that how easy it is to configure a web server and a network in Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, so I will select this interface fast Ethernet 0.0, and I will assign an IP address. IP address is basically a number or a number that uniquely identify a device within a network. So the IP address that I decide is 192.168.1.1 for the router, and with the subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. Okay, and I will switch it on. Okay, and as I switch it on, you can see that there were some changes that like line protocol interface, if fast Ethernet 0/0 change status to up. This means that the interface is now up. Okay. So then I will go to the first server. Okay. And I will configure this. I will first of all rename this server as DHCP server. Okay. Why DHCP server? Why we need this DHCP server? DHCP server is a server that is responsible for assigning the IP addresses to other computers. Okay, DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Assume it that, like say in Pakistan, like say NADRA is an organization that is assigning the citizen numbers to. The mic of someone is open. I request them to please turn off the mic. Okay, so we name it as a DHCP server. I close it. Then I choose another server. And in configuration, I name it as DNS server. DNS server. DNS server is a domain name server. Basically, this server translates the IP addresses to basically translate the website names to IP addresses. Okay, so I will just name it as a DNS server, and I will select the third and the last server and configure it like say my web server. Okay, so this is my web server. So at the moment I have I have just renamed 3 servers as DHCP, one as the second as a DNS, and the third one as a web server. Okay. Now I am going to click on the DHCP server. So basically DHCP server is the one that is going to provide the services of DHCP. So from the service, so on this server in under the services tab, I select DHCP server, assign, I say that, okay, the service is enabled. Okay. And before doing that, I should go to the desktop and assign an IP address to this server. So I will assign an IP address of 192.168.1.4, okay, with a subnet mask of this, and default gateway. For default gateway, I will give the IP address of the router. And for DNS, I will give the IP address of the DNS server, although I haven't configured the DNS server at the moment, but I will give the DNS server IP address as 192.168.1.5. Okay. Then I will go to the services and I will give the default gateway and the DHCP as 192.168.1.1. Okay. And DNS server as 192.168.1.5. Okay. Starting IP should be 192.168.1.10. Okay. And I will add it as a save. Okay. So now the DHCP server is going to assign IP starting from 10. Okay, so DHCP is there. Now I will go on the computer. I will go to the configuration. I will go to the I will go to the desktop IP configuration and I will select DHCP. Now this server is requesting a IP address from the DHCP server. Okay. No, DHCP server is failed. I have to do it again. DHCP server is there. Why DHCP server is failing? Server is on. Default gateway is this. DNS server is this. Range is this. Four is there. 55 DNS 92.16. Okay. IP configuration. Okay, now, okay, the DHCP request has been successful. Okay, and this PC has been assigned an IP address. I will go on the second PC and I will go to the IP configuration and select DHCP. Okay, it has also received a DHCP IP with the details of these things. Okay. So we have configured our DHCP server. Now this DHCP server is assigning IP addresses to all the devices in the network. Okay. If I move on to a computer, okay, now you can see that it is showing me some information, some configuration information, like say the device name is PC2 and the IP address is 192.168 that has been assigned to it. Okay, we haven't configured IP version 6 and default gateway is 192.168.1, that is over router, and DNS server is 192.168.1.5. okay. Now we will go to the DNS server. DNS server, first of all, we have to assign the IP. Okay, remember the servers have static IP address configuration. They don't receive the IP addresses from the DHCP server. The reason is that for that the server IP address needs to be constant every time. Otherwise, it will be a problem, like every time the server IP address is changing and so on. So for DNS, we will provide the 192.168.1.5 as an IP address. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. And we will provide the default gateway as 192.168.1.1. And since this is a DNS server, we will again provide the same IP address that we have assigned to this server. Okay. So, and then we will go to the services. Okay. We will go to the service later on. Okay. Before going to the service, we need to configure the web server. Okay. So when I click on the web server, I will go to the desktop. I will assign an IP address that will be 192.168.1.6. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway should be 192.168.1.1, and DNS server should be 192.168.1.5. Okay. And from this, okay, and from the services, HTTP is on, HTTPS is on. Okay, and these are the web pages. Okay, I will close it. I will go to the DNS server, and in the DNS server, although the HTTP is on, it doesn't make any conflict with the services. I will click on the DNS and I will turn on the DNS services, and I have to make an entry. Entry should be like www.mrgt.com. okay, and I will say that whenever the request for MRGT come, it should redirect that request for the website to the server with the IP address of 192.168.1.6, which is over web server. Okay. And I add a DNS entry. The entry type is A. Okay. During the course, we will discuss what is A, C record, and text record, and NS records mean. Okay. But at the moment, just say that, okay, this A record means that if a DNS server receive a request for this website address, then this website address should be sent to this IP address, that is 192.168.1.6. okay. So I have closed it. Okay. I will again go to my web server. There is an index page. I click on the edit. Okay. I hope that you are a little bit familiar with the HTML. Okay. So I will just change submit that I will just make some changes. CCNA 200-301 demo class. Okay, and I will type in HR1. Welcome to the demo class of CCNA 200-301. Okay, and I will close the HR tag. Okay, I should make it H. I should close it like H2. H2 should be the opening, and should it like close it like this. And then I should write the closing tag of HTML. Okay, I save this page. Okay, so this page is saved. Close it. I will open the PC. Okay, on PC2, I will open the web browser. And in web browser, I will type www.mrgt.com and click on the go. So typo mistake. Okay, so this CCNA 200, that's in a demo class. Welcome to the demo class of CCNA. Okay, so basically, basically what we did in this demo. Okay, so okay, I will close this one. I will open this another PC in the browser. I will type the IP address of the web server 192.168.1.6. Okay, and say go. So it should also show me the same. But if you have seen that it took a little bit longer time to open it. Okay, I will just leave it there. I will open my web server, edit page, and type H3 and type that is a nice demo of Cisco Packet Tracer H3. Close it, save it. Yes, the file already exists. Close it. I will open the PC3 and I will again say, okay, go. So this is a nice demo of Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, so that was a demo. Now let us a little bit discuss what is being happening at the back end. So basically this router is over gateway. Okay, this gateway is checking either the request is coming from this end, either I should send it back or I should either I should discard it, either it is going for a server within this network or it is going to another server. Okay, like say if I place another server here, okay, a computer here, a switch here, okay, and connect these server and this server to this one and this switch to this one. Okay, so this router 0, the one that is I am moving at the moment, okay, it will decide that either the PC2 is if the PC2 is communicating with the PC4, then this router 0 will decide either it should allow this request to be moved on this network on the left side. Okay, if I just place it in the middle, okay, or either it should just discard because the request is coming from PC2 to the web server. Okay, so basically router is deciding either it should allow the traffic outside the network or it should just discard the traffic because it is the traffic is destined within that network. And so from PC1 the request is go to the switch. Okay, from the switch it will, if the request is coming for the first time, then it will go to the DNS for the to resolve the IP address of the website. The DNS will provide will respond with the IP address of the web server to the PC2, and from the PC2 the request will again forward to the web server, and in response, the web server will send the web page to the PC. Okay. And the DHCP server is basically allocating or assigning the IP addresses to all the client or the end devices in this network. Okay, so this was the today's demo. Okay, in which we use a packet tracer to design a very simple web server and a web client. Okay, and we access it and we use all the basic components like server, a PC, a network switch, and the router. So was the end of the demo. So is there any questions? We will really happy to answer those questions.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Zuhair bhai, thank you very much. It was really a great session. If anybody has some questions, they may ask. It's Khaja, Atib, Hafsa, Riaz, anybody. Even they can ask in their native language. That's not an issue. Naveed, is there any questions?
From my side, like I really like the session.
Thank you.
I'll be the person who will be selling it out in the market. So,
It is a surprise package for
long
you all,
time,
huh?
yeah. So, I would like to introduce myself. Like I'm a head of sales operations, and for local and international both sides. So after such a long time, I have seen this kind of demo, and I really liked it. Dear guys, if you guys have any questions, बल्कि हम इसको खुद ही उर्दू में सर लेके जाते हैं, क्योंकि हमारे पास मोस्टली हमारे पास जो है वो पाकिस्तान से सब लोग बैठे हुए हैं। अगर आपके कोई भी क्वेश्चंस हैं तो आप किसी भी वक्त अपना माइक को अनम्यूट करके या विद इन द चैट बॉक्स जो है आप अपने क्वेश्चंस जो हैं वो कर सकते हैं। We are open to answer.
Any question, Khwaja Atib? I can remember your name, Riaz. I think I also know you. No questions. I think the demo.
Yes, yeah, he's saying no, sir. There is no
No, sir.
question.
Okay, okay. So either या तो उनको बहुत समझ आ गई है या it just went across the room.
अच्छा, सिर्फ पार्टिसिपेंट्स ये है कि दिस वाज अ डेमो सेशन, सो दैट्स व्हाई इट वाज इन इंग्लिश। तो जो हमारी ओरिजिनल क्लासेस होंगी इट विल बी इन उर्दू, हिंदी एंड उर्दू,
Of
आई मीन।
course.
तो उसमें आप लोगों को ये टेंशन लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि यू हैव टू बी ट्रांसलेटिंग, यू नो। ज़ाहिर बात है, हमें उर्दू जितनी आसानी से समझ आएगी, इंग्लिश हमारी लैंग्वेज नहीं है, नेटिव लैंग्वेज नहीं है, तो हमें वो समझने में थोड़ी सी मुश्किल आती है। तो क्लास जो होगी हमारी इंशाल्लाह वो उर्दू में होगी, ठीक है। ये डेमो सेशन इसलिए इंग्लिश में था क्योंकि कुछ हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे फॉरेनर्स को भी, सो दैट्स व्हाई इट वाज इन इंग्लिश, बट डेफिनेटली द क्लास विल बी इन उर्दू। और इस इन दिस रिगार्ड आप लोगों को परेशान होने की जरूरत नहीं है कि
नहीं,
हमें समझ नहीं
नहीं,
नहीं
माशाल्लाह
आएगी।
ज़ुबैर ने समझाया भी इतने प्यारे तरीके से है। मेरे मेरे जैसे नॉन टेक्निकल बंदे को अगर चीज़ें समझ आनी शुरू हो गई हैं तो मेरे ख्याल में इट वाज वेरी वेरी वेल एक्सप्लेन्ड।
एक्चुअली स्टार्ट के अंदर कुछ फॉरेनर्स नेम के साथ पार्टिसिपेंट थे, सो दैट्स व्हाई व्हेन आई मूव टू द लेक्चर इन द डेमो आई डिडंट लुक एट द पार्टिसिपेंट नेम्स। सो उसकी वजह से मैं इसको इंग्लिश में ही कंटिन्यू किया, अदरवाइज आई वुड हैव यूज्ड द मिक्स, बट जस्ट फॉर द क्लैरिटी ऑफ एवरीवन।
ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड करते हैं, लाइव ट्रेनिंग की हर क्लास की रिकॉर्डिंग हम जो है वो कैंडिडेट्स को प्रोवाइड करते हैं ताकि वो उस सारे सिनेरियो को जो है वो प्रैक्टिस कर सकें। और प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए हम एक से सर्वर पे मौजूद जो लैब्स हैं वो भी अपने स्टूडेंट्स को प्रोवाइड करते हैं। At the end of this session, हम प्रॉपर्ली जो हमारा मोड है उसको हम एग्जाम रिव्यू सेशन कहते हैं, जो कि एक किस्म का मॉक होता है विच विल डिफाइन दैट वेदर यू आर रेडी फॉर द इंटरनेशनल एग्जामिनेशन और नॉट। और इसी की सादत से हमारे पास एक व्हाट्सएप का ग्रुप भी बनता है जिसमें हमारे प्रोफेशनल हमारे ट्रेनर्स जो हैं वो 24/7 जो है कैंडिडेट्स को उनकी क्यूरीज को एड्रेस कर रहे होते हैं। दो वी आर बिगिनिंग अगेन, बल्कि पाकिस्तान में फर्स्ट टाइम जो है हम CCNA को लेके जो है चल रहे हैं। That's why we are offering the whole course with the 15,000 rupees only, जिसमें आपको ये तमाम सहूलियात जो हैं वो मुयस्सर होंगी। इस हवाले से भी अगर आपको कोई क्वेश्चंस हैं तो अतीफ साहब, रियाज साहब, हफ्जा, यू कैन आस्क।
ये देखिए, ये हमने बड़ी नॉमिनल सी प्राइस रखी है 15,000। इट्स बिकॉज हम एक मेयार सेट करना चाह रहे हैं, एक क्वालिटी तो दे ही रहे हैं, लेकिन साथ में हमने एक प्राइस को इतना नॉर्मल रखा है कि एवरीवन कैन अफोर्ड दैट। और दूसरा, आपने इंशाल्लाह देखी है क्वालिटी बकाया जिस तरह से एक्सप्लेन किया नवीद भाई ने, कि एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बना हुआ होगा सब स्टूडेंट्स का भी और ट्रेनर का भी। अगर ड्यूरिंग द वीक भी आपको कोई इशू आता है तो दे कैन आस्क, कोई भी ट्रेनर कैन रिप्लाई टू इट, और आईटी टीम और कोई भी जो भी अवेलेबल होगा दे कैन आंसर योर क्यूरीज एज वेल। सो ये नहीं है कि सिर्फ 2 दिन के लिए वी विल बी checking you guys
24/7.
for the yeah, 24/7 actually. I think we have to close this session right now. Zuhair bhai, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you.
My pleasure. The
And
pleasure is mine.
thank you. Thank you, Shibas. Thank you, Khaja Atif. And once again, Naveed, thank you very much. And
Thank
I
you very
think,
much.
thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Okay, take care. Allah Hafiz. All the best.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.